For 35 years, Jonathan Olick has lived with type 1 diabetes, a disease of the pancreas which keeps it from producing insulin, a hormone necessary to control blood sugar levels. He was first diagnosed at the age of 18.
Initially, I was put on shots, one shot a day. That grew over time to 4, 5, 6, even 8 shots a day. And then about 15 years ago, I went on an insulin pump.
Insulin pumps deliver insulin through a device that is attached to the body. They are mainly used by people with type 1 diabetes, which affects roughly 21 million people globally. Users say they like them because they make insulin injections easier and more discreet. But manufacturer Johnson & Johnson recently warned that its Animas one-touch ping insulin infusion pump, in circulation in Canada and the U.S., could be hacked, and that could lead to death or severe illness. The vulnerability was discovered by a diabetic employee at a computer security firm who used the pump.
I was curious about how these devices communicated. So I started to do some research and look into the wireless communication between the remote and the pump. And what I found was there wasn't any security there. There wasn't any passwords, there wasn't any encryption being used, and this was quite alarming.
But both the security firm and Johnson & Johnson say the odds of being hacked are extremely low.
You have to be very physically close to a patient to be able to do it, and you can only do it to really one patient. So you'd have to be within 10 feet of them, and you'd have to have a pretty advanced technical knowledge to be able to do that.
Olick, who organizes a support group for type 1 diabetics in New York, says he and the other diabetics he's spoken to aren't particularly worried.
I'd be thrilled that somebody thinks I'm important enough to want to hack me.
For those who may be concerned, Johnson & Johnson advises users of the pump to turn off the radio frequency feature and says future generations of the pump will include more security measures to protect against potential hacks. Karina, CCTV, New York.